Welcome to It's Our Time with Scott Ryan. Today we are going to talk with two of my favorite Chicago people. And the reason I can say that is because Daniel Knox doesn't live there anymore. So I'm not going to piss anyone off. And I don't care if the staff of the Music Box gets mad at me. It means nothing to me. What do I care? I won't be back there for 2 years. Welcome to the show. We have Matt and Rebecca Fagerholm. Damn, I said horn.
Fagerholm, it got
I
close.
said horn, and
There
we
there
did
just
it
needs to be an instrument
before.
called a Fagerhorn. I've heard that so
Oh,
many times. They should be at
but
Fagerhorn.
we just said it before. That's all right. I leave this stuff in. This is what people
Just call us
expect.
Fugelhorn. We're
No,
good.
who cares? Hello, Matt and
Yeah.
Rebecca. How are you guys?
We are good, you know. I am so excited about all things right now. Cinema Femme, well, we'll get into it. I don't want to start
Yeah,
talking.
well, let's tell us about your event. Let's get right to it. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
I have a special connection with Catherine Colson. She means the world to me. Tell me about your Log Lady event.
Yes. So I think I want to start with why I decided to do this. Because this would be interest to your fans.
Mhm.
I was watching the Eraserhead documentary behind the scenes with David Lynch shortly after he passed away. And I kept seeing Catherine come up. You know, she was like talking about David and then just about her work with being a camera assistant and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
For
she
John Cassavetes.
she was a camera assistant and she went to the women's directing school at AFI, like she was in that program, which I love a lot of those filmmakers that have come out of those programs. I champion with our organization Cinema Femme. So I suddenly got fascinated with this part of her life that I feel wasn't, being elevated. And then at the same time, I heard about this documentary that was being done about her. And I was like, great, we can see all the camera assistant stuff, that hasn't really been elevated as much, her working with John Cassavetes in the 70s and being, David Lynch's right hand lady. I'm just like, great, this is exciting. And the documentary was great in terms of her work with Twin Peaks. But
Yes.
I was like, it lightly touched on the camera assistant thing. And I was like, no. And so, fortunately, Cinema Femme is a magazine mentorship program and film festival. And our mission is to elevate female filmmakers, non-binary filmmakers, people in the industry that aren't really that are underrepresented in the mainstream media. So, Catherine Colson just seemed to fit this kind of, what we're trying to do in terms of elevating these, not unseen heroes in film, but yeah, she's like an unseen hero. Just all the amazing work she did, what I heard touch on,
Hmm. Hmm.
So anyways, that's a long-winded way of saying I put together a panel with her daughter Zoe, her best friend Jenny Sullivan, and Sabrina Sutherland, who everybody here's watching knows, the producer. And I'm like, we could explore those missing pieces. And since I've gotten to know Zoe and Jenny a little bit more, I've been hearing, oh, Catherine was a producer for on all of these films, like Jenny Sullivan's
Hmm.
films, and
Hmm.
she was an activist, for you know the AIDS crisis, women's rights. She would,
Deforestation,
yeah,
huge environmental activist. Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, oh, I just want to elevate this whole conversation.
Mm.
So, a part of our film festival, which, there's so much to it that I did not explain, but at the Music Box Theater, we're going to be having a conversation on Sunday, next Sunday,
July 20th
July 20th
at
in
3
the
o'clock
afternoon.
Central.
And you can go on our website and get tickets at cinemafemme.com. So that's just a piece of our festival, but it's the piece that I think your listeners will be most interested in. So yeah.
So did you have an interest in this before you discovered that she was a camera person? Like, were you always interested in women behind the camera? Like,
Yes.
who's your
And I
favorite female director?
who's my favorite?
Yeah,
Oh,
who
so
give me three. Give me three of your
Sofia
favorites.
Coppola, hands down. I mean, so when I was in college, I saw Lost in Translation and changed my life. I had never seen a film like that that was so beautiful and gorgeous, and the way that she captured, the artistic side of Japan and the music and everything coming together. So I started going down the Sofia Coppola rabbit hole, and then that
God,
connected.
I hope that didn't take you to Godfather 3.
I mean, it did eventually, and it
I'm sorry.
but I her work is I just love that I grown up with knowing about her father, Francis Ford Coppola, and then George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and these major auteurs. But besides what's her face from A League of Their Own,
Penny
like
Marshall.
and yes,
Mhm.
I didn't really know like about a big breadth of work done by a female filmmaker.
Mhm, mhm.
And I would come to find out it's because the opportunities were not there for like it was for these, dudes. But anyways, I'm trying to help change the industry by bringing these voices into mainstream media. So I
So
don't know.
it's a very small goal. Then it's really not you're not setting like a rough thing for you to have at all.
Yeah, right, right. And in terms of other directors, I mean Lynn Ramsey, she's good. She does some really interesting work. It's kind of scary a little bit, but I think she's interesting. Andrea Arnold. I love the movie she did last year, Birdman.
Or
Was
just
it Bird?
bird. I think it was just bird. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
It's been a long day.
No, I
But,
understand. Yeah.
but
You
I
did
like
Birdman, but it had nothing but cuts. It was just cut, cut, cut,
yeah.
cut, cut.
That's right.
yeah, but Matt's the one who remembers all the names and
Oh,
everything.
Celine Sciamma, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That's one of our favorite films. I mean, there's a massive list for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So
Um,
my favorite female director is, of course, Barbara Streisand. I think
Mhm.
oh,
I
nice.
I mean, in my book, The Last Decade of Cinema, I write about the Prince of Tides, and
Mm.
Oh, I have
um,
not seen
We need
that.
to read that book next. That's the next thing we got to read.
well, the movie's better than the book. I mean, honestly, if you did you
What?
say you haven't seen the movie?
I have not.
Okay, so don't read the book. Just
No,
watch
I
the
mean
movie.
your book. We want to read your book next.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, my book, read. My book, yeah, you read. But Pat
Yes.
Conroy's, why bother? But no, the movie The Prince of Tides, and I'm not just saying this, I mean this. It
Yeah.
is a perfect film. There is a
Oh,
waste of a second. Everything Barbara is showing you leads to this. And those are my favorite movies. I would compare it to The Shawshank Redemption, in
Mm.
where
oh,
everything is a setup for the next thing.
okay.
Um,
Nice.
so you should definitely see The Prince of Tides.
Yeah, let's watch
It,
it tonight.
it's hard. I think it might be streaming now. It wasn't streaming when I was working on my book, but in my book I talk about how she had to deal, it was such a boys club and it was made in
Oh, yeah.
91, and she said, I want to start this scene, the camera's on the plate, and then come up to the actor, and the DP said, nah,
Oh my
Mm.
God. What no.
nah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
And
sorry,
she had to
counselor.
fight everyone.
And there was
So,
so much scorn when she did Yentl because people are just rooting
right.
against her. Like, how dare she do this on her own? And as soon as you start doing things on your own, in the studio system, people just want to turn their backs on you, I feel.
Yeah, she was the first woman to ever write, direct, produce, and star in a major Hollywood film. So, check out my Barbara is all I'm saying. Um, so what else is going on at your film fest? And I love your website. You were nice enough to have Matt interview one of my heroes, which is Laurie Ashler. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
Yeah.
I just started listening to her new album today.
so good, isn't it?
It's so haunting. It's fabulous. Yes, I love it.
Oh my God,
Just
it's so
want to
good.
linger in that atmosphere
Well,
for
it's like a sister to Twin Peaks. That's how I look at it. It's not the
yes,
same as Twin Peaks, but you know that they're brother sister.
Yeah.
exactly.
I know it. But yeah, the festival, so it's July 17th through the 21st at the Music Box, and then we have it online July 22nd through the 29th. It
Wait a
is
minute, does that mean I can watch this?
yes,
Oh,
you can.
good.
Yeah, yeah. And it's all short films. Because what goes hand in hand with our film festival is our mentorship program, because the festival's meant for emerging female, non-binary, and trans filmmakers to show their work in, just getting started, their short films. And then we have four mentors who are seasoned industry people that choose a mentee out of this emerging filmmaker group. So there's 24 filmmakers in the competition. And we're going to be showing their films throughout the weekend. And then we have special programs like our opening night is a retrospective of all the, not all, but some of the best shorts we've shown throughout the years. This will be our seventh edition.
Wow,
So
good job.
some of the directors have actually been, really having great careers. One of the shorts we're going to show, it's called Poppy, and the director Gabriela Ortega, she did a beautiful short film that actually ended up on HBO. About her father in Puerto Rico and like a day trip they took
That's
together.
so beautiful.
And so we're going to be showing that. We have some weird ones like Places of Worship with Bridget Francis Harris,
I love it.
Chicago local. And she's been
Yeah.
like booming as well. She's been getting all these programs and
That's the
getting her
film
work
I
out
wanted
there.
because they're actually going to be in the big theater this year for opening and
Yeah.
closing night, which is the first time that's happened.
Previously. So this is
And they
like,
filmed Places of Worship in the big theater. It's some of the most gorgeous photography
Yeah.
I've seen shot in that room.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
special. So we're really excited about our opening night. And our closing night, we're showing short films. We call them short films, but big impact, because they're all have to do with like certain issues like immigration, gay rights, like trans, like different things we're dealing with in the country right now.
I haven't seen most of these movies yet.
Yeah.
And that's I shouldn't even be here. I should just be
No, 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 no. You'll see them. You'll see them
I'm
at
gonna see all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
um
Is an Oscar nominated film called Alien. It was nominated this past Oscars, A space Lien, and it has to do with a family dealing with ice and being torn apart, very
Yeah.
timely.
Couldn't be timely.
And so the producer Tara Sheffer is actually going to be there. And then there's another one called Team Dream about these two elderly Black women who are like, you know,
Amazing swimmers.
amazing. Well, no, I mean,
Well, it's
they're
about them doing these
they're
like races.
lunatics,
Yeah, yeah.
doing a lot in Chicago, and then in their retire years, they decide to be competition swimmers.
And they're amazing.
And it's a beautiful story. So that's the last night, closing night. And we're gonna have all these parties and panels, including the Catherine Colson panel with Zoe, Jenny, and Sabrina. Yeah, and we're having like a brunch, film girls brunch That's what we're calling. Well, it's with an organization called Film Girls Brunch. So yeah, we're doing a lot of collabs with different organizations in the city,
And
and
Wendy
yeah.
Roby donated a pretty great auction item for us.
Yeah, I just saw that online. Tell us how we can dress like Wendy Roby.
Yes, that's right. No, she was going through her I think she's moving right now, and she was going through her stuff, and she loves Cinema Femme. She already donated one of her, I think it was one of the
Cheerleader outfit,
cheerleader like gym
t-shirt,
like t-shirts
gym
from
t-shirt.
the second season of Twin Peaks that
Yeah,
was auctioned off like a couple years ago. Was it, or maybe last year? I forget.
no, it was two
It was
years
2 years
ago.
ago. And
Yeah,
then this time she's like, "Hey, do you think people would someone would like my green dress from the people under the stairs?" The iconic Wes Craven horror film where she reteamed with Everett McGill from Twin Peaks. And I'm like, oh my God, I think
yeah.
people would love to have that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, but shouldn't this go to like the Wendy Roby Smithsonian? Like, I feel weird having something like that in an auction, but she's so generous, and it's all because she believes in the mission of what Rebecca and her team are doing. So Wendy's a gem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But,
she really is. I love
yeah.
her so much. She does a great job. And while we're speaking in the Twin Peaks uh, world, and maybe you'll bring this up on your panel, they were way ahead of their time with having women directors on television.
Yes.
Yes,
Pretty much jump-started Leslie Linka Glatter's
yes,
career, who is probably the most successful working television director right now.
mhm,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and they really let it seemed that they really let the directors put their own personal stamp on it. And I always bring up the Diane Keaton episode where I'm like, this feels like nothing else on the show. And yet you could tell that she was allowed to kind of put her own artistry in there. And yet it did feel somehow, you know, akin to what, like the general vibe of Twin Peaks is. So it was wonderful to see the directors be able to create like that. Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, it's really something, because I think people don't realize that it was really rare for women to get directing chances on television in the 90s,
Yes.
Worked on my
Yeah.
moonlighting book. I went through and not one episode of Moonlighting is directed by a woman. And you think there's a
Uh,
show that was about a man and a woman being
yeah.
equal and not one female director.
It,
Hmm.
it's so good. I
It
mean,
says so much.
it's the disparity, right? Like, sorry, I've interviewed so many female filmmakers, and it's just like the opportunities, that's where the disparity is.
Right.
And so, they'll get it maybe one chance,
Mhm.
and that if they don't like skyrocket, their chances are slim after that, which is sad. But I see a little change. But it's hard for independent filmmakers, period, right now.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, just people aren't taking chances like they used to. So it's just, yeah, that's why this festival is so exciting, because we have all these new artists who are putting their voices out there, and they're all authentic films. We're really excited about it. I wish my festival director was here because she could talk more
Mhm.
about the programming.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a bit of everything, like experimental, documentary, thriller. One of the experimental films, which I haven't seen, so I can't talk in depth about, but it has to do with Buffalo Bill from uh,
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs. And it's a trans filmmaker commenting on that experience watching that film, I'm like so
And
fascinated.
it resonates on a totally different level
Yeah,
than it did back in the early 90s when no one
Right.
was even really
right,
had
right.
that awareness. But
Yeah.
no, I can't wait to see this. I'm really, and it was so wonderful, to have Scott here in Chicago for that retrospective, and Daniel, because you look at someone like David Lynch. I'm not making this all about David now, but I have to say it. How talking to Laurie Eschler, talking to Sabrina Sutherland. I also talked to her for Cinema Femme. I talked to Mary Sweeney again. That'll be coming up eventually. All of these women who worked with him just said how empowered they felt to really bring their own artistry to this. And I just we need more creatives like that in the industry who know how to lift up each other. And so many great collaborations have come from this festival. Like people meeting this festival, all of a sudden, a couple years later, we see a film that wouldn't have existed if they hadn't met
Right.
at this thing,
Yeah,
you know.
it's exciting. Yeah, for sure.
I'm so glad you're doing this. This is what we need to all do to lift all artists up, but especially the people who don't have the chance. I'm excited that this is going to be online because I really am interested in seeing this panel. It sounds great. Tell us again where they can see it, where they can get tickets, how they can support your website.
Yes. So our website is cinemafemme.com. You can go there and really find everything. And actually, we just rebranded, so our website looks really pretty right now, which
I haven't
is
even seen it
which
yet.
is cool. Actually, it's officially the rebrand's launching tomorrow.
Mm.
But it yeah, it's still pretty. It's just gonna be a little prettier. It's getting a facelift. But yeah, like you go to cinemafemme.com, you can learn about our festival and our magazine, and you could get tickets and passes now for in person and online to, to the panels, to the screenings.
And
Yeah,
it's worth saying, you know, the panel, because it's going to be in the Music Box Lounge,
yeah,
which only seats about how many people, like 30 people or
I
something?
think more.
More than that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be a rather intimate event. So, and if you can get there in person, it's definitely worth going in person. You'll get to meet the people there. It's going to be wonderful. And Zoe and Jenny have been like going through their archives. I showed Rebecca the seventh episode of All in the Family. Jenny Sullivan's in that episode, and she's hysterical. She has all these really cool TV credits and things, and film credits as well. But so there will be an option for people. It'll be like live stream. Like how are people can
Yes,
see the panel? Let's get that.
how people can see the Catherine Colson missing pieces panel. We are going to film it. We're going to have somebody filming. It's just not going to be live.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
No.
better anyway.
Mhm.
Then you don't have to worry about the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to put on YouTube. We have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel at Cinema Femme. So we'll be sharing everything. And actually, the best way to learn the latest about us is to go to our Instagram at cinemafemme_community.
Oh.
It sounds perfect. I appreciate everything you're doing. I appreciate you always welcoming me to your town when I come through and cause all kinds of trouble. Uh, so it's going to be great, and I'm glad that you're doing this. So I really appreciate it.
And thank you for having us on our show.
Of
Yeah,
Our
course.
show. Why did I say our show? It's okay.
that's true. Thank you for keeping the music in the air, Scott. Thank you.
Of
Let's get
course.
this
That's what I
music
did.
released.
Yeah, you better believe it. I mean,
Yes.
why not? All
Yes.
right, everyone. That is our time with Scott Ryan. I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time.